For centuries, Earth had been silent. When the Intergalactic Council formed, every starfaring species was invited. They debated trade routes, peace treaties, and the fragile balance of power that kept the Orion Arm from collapsing into chaos. Every world sent envoys, fleets, or at least a delegation. Every world except Earth. The humans, once a rising power, had simply withdrawn. Their colonies abandoned, their signals fading. Rumors spread that Earth had collapsed under its own weight, lost in civil wars, or been consumed by plagues. Others whispered of something darker, that humanity was plotting in secret, biding time. For nearly 300 years, Earth was a ghost at the galactic table. Until the day the sky above Sol erupted with fire. The warning came first from deep space probes orbiting Proxima Centauri. The network reported sudden gravimetric distortions, energy bursts so vast they resembled the ignition of newborn stars. The Council scrambled to interpret the data. Then came the images, 1,000 warships emerging from Earth's shadow. Each vessel was enormous, sleek, angular, a fleet unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. They weren't carriers, escorts, or defense platforms. They were purpose-built leviathans, bristling with rail cannons, plasma lances, and experimental weaponry whose signatures defied analysis. Most alarming of all, their transponders bore no insignia of old Earth nations. Instead, each hull gleamed with a single phrase in stark white lettering. United Terran Authority. On the Council's capital world of Thelx, panic spread. Ambassador Kyrian of the Valar species hissed through his mandibles. The humans ignored every peace summit, every arms treaty, and this is why. They were building an armada. The Lemurian delegate, her translucent skin glowing with agitation, countered, perhaps this is a deterrent only. Humanity has always been unpredictable, but not suicidal. Counselor Arak of the Seraph slammed his clawed hand on the chamber's platform. Deterrent? 1,000 warships in orbit of a single world? That's not deterrence, it's domination. The debate fractured the chamber. Some species urged caution, fearing provocation. Others demanded immediate preemptive action. But across the galaxy, one fact was undeniable: Earth was back. Meanwhile, within the fleet itself, Admiral Lyra Chen stood on the bridge of the TAS Leviathan. The Earth she had inherited was not the fractured, starving planet of old history texts. For 3 centuries, humanity had turned inward, abolishing borders, pooling resources, and advancing technology in isolation. They had hidden their progress, their experiments in artificial intelligence, quantum energy, and shipbuilding buried beneath encrypted layers of silence. Now, their time of hiding was over. Fleet status? Chen asked. All systems green. Quantum slip drive synced. Weapons charged. The Authority stands ready, her officers replied in unison. Lyra gazed at the blue orb of Earth below, teeming with billions of unified voices. For too long, humanity had been dismissed as a minor race, a relic of its own mistakes. No longer. Her orders were clear: show the galaxy that Earth had not vanished. Earth had ascended. The first transmission from Earth to the Council was short and blunt. This is the United Terran Authority. We acknowledge the Council. We will now assume our rightful seat. And we will enforce order where the Council has failed. Galactic leaders were stunned. The humans had skipped centuries of diplomacy, treaties, and compromises, then reappeared with a fleet that could challenge every known navy combined. Some called it arrogance. Others called it inevitability. But not everyone within humanity agreed. On Mars, resistance cells whispered that the Authority had become a military machine, crushing dissent in the name of unity. Colonists on Titan worried Earth would drag them into wars they never asked for. Even aboard the fleet, young officers wondered if conquest had replaced survival as their true mission. Admiral Chen knew these doubts, but she buried them beneath duty. The galaxy was fractured, unstable, and vulnerable. In her view, humanity had two choices: return to isolation and risk extinction, or seize control. And control required power. As the 1,000 warships maneuvered into perfect formation, their drives glowing like a necklace of suns, the message was clear to every eye watching across the stars. Humanity had missed every meeting, but it hadn't been idle. It had been preparing. On Thelx, the Council's emergency session dragged into the night. Factions formed. Some sought alliance with Earth, others plotted defense, and a few quietly considered surrender. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy's balance of power had shifted, not by debate, but by sheer force. And in the silence of her flagship, Admiral Chen whispered words no alien ear could hear. "Now, it's our turn to decide the fate of the stars."